Defining how to win describes the activities you'll do differently than rivals to distinguish the jobs you've chosen to perform. One of the most common strategy traps is the failure to perform a different set of activities than your rivals do. And the airline industry is a good example of this. Major carriers like United, American, and Delta all rely on hub-and-spoke systems. They also all offer baggage transfers, in-flight meals, pre-assigned seats, frequent flyer programs, and alliances with international partners. The result has been a bloodbath for competitors, with prices on common routes reflecting the utter commoditization of their services. In fact, the domestic airline industry reported negative net income in 23 out of the first 31 years since the industry was deregulated. But that all changed when Southwest Airlines entered the market. Southwest chose to focus on a specific segment of travelers that it felt were underserved, namely, price and convenience-sensitive customers. If we study the attribute map for these customers, we can see that the attributes that matter most to them include low prices, friendly service, on-time arrivals, and frequent departures. We can also see that full-service airlines weren't performing very well, achieving scores of no more than 3 out of 5 on each of these important dimensions. To serve these customers better, Southwest aligned its activities with the attributes that matter most. To lower prices, they eliminated meals, seat assignments, and baggage transfers. Southwest was also one of the first carriers to automate the ticketing process and limit the use of travel agents who added unnecessary margins. To ensure friendly service, Southwest pays its employees well and maintains higher levels of stock ownership than any other airline. This enables the company to secure flexible union contracts and establish a positive team culture that's missing at other airlines. To ensure on-time arrivals and frequent departures, Southwest standardizes its fleet. By using only 737s, the company reduces complexity and maximizes uptime. Southwest also eliminates meals, seat assignments, and baggage transfers, which accelerates turnaround times at gates, and leverages its flexible union contracts to cross-train employees so they can perform multiple roles in support of this larger objective. But in addition to pursuing a different set of activities, Southwest's activities also align with and reinforce each other. Eliminating meals, seat assignments, and baggage transfers lowers prices, but it also facilitates timely arrivals and departures by eliminating time-consuming activities that competitors continue to perform. Flexible union contracts likewise not only contribute to a friendly team atmosphere, but also accelerate turnaround times at gates by encouraging employees to pitch in and get planes back up in the air quickly. Collectively, these choices have propelled Southwest past its rivals on the attributes that matter most to price-sensitive travelers. If we view this differently, we can see how the alignment of these activities has a compounding effect that's very difficult to imitate. If we assume a 90% probability of copying any one of Southwest's signature activities, the cumulative probability of replicating Southwest's entire model is a mere 35%. If we assume a less optimistic 70% probability of copying any one of these activities, it's easier to see why Southwest continues to dominate its rivals. IKEA is another company that performs a different set of activities than its rivals do. Prior to IKEA's arrival, the leading furniture retailers provided expensive, highly customizable furniture that was rarely on display in retail stores. Orders took several months to deliver, and retail outlets weren't designed to show how furniture and accessories could be combined together to create finished-looking rooms. Younger, less affluent consumers were particularly underserved, often combining the one or two good pieces of furniture they could afford with a variety of hand-me-downs from previous generations. That all changed when IKEA entered the market. IKEA chose to focus on younger, less affluent consumers who want stylish home furniture and accessories at a low price. When we study the attribute map for these customers, we see that the attributes that matter most to them include the ability to change styles often, convenient one-stop shopping, self-service, and a fun destination. We can also see that traditional retailers weren't performing well on any of these important dimensions, achieving scores of no more than 1 out of 5 on each one. To serve these customers better, IKEA aligned its activities with the attributes that matter most. To achieve stylish design, IKEA recruits highly skilled designers and merchandisers. Working together, they ensure that catalog and store layouts have maximum appeal. To ensure low cost, IKEA mandates that all designs focus on the cost of manufacturing and stocking. It sources 100% of its furniture from long-term suppliers who understand its strategy and dedicates enormous effort to integrating their production and shipping supply chains. The company also has a deliberate policy of limited sales staffing. To facilitate self-service, IKEA's explanatory catalogs show how furniture and home furnishings can be combined together. The company packages its furniture for easy transport and assembly, and restocks its inventory daily to ensure that most items are available every day of the year. Collectively, these thoughtful design elements enable IKEA to function effectively with limited sales staffing. But in addition to pursuing a different set of activities, IKEA's activities also align with and reinforce each other. While its catalog and store layout showcase the company's stylish designs, they also enable self-service. Likewise, IKEA's tradition of designing with manufacturing, stocking, and easy transport in mind supports both its low-cost and self-service priorities. Collectively, these choices have propelled IKEA past its rivals on the attributes that matter most to customers seeking style at low cost. And as with the Southwest example, we can see how the alignment of these activities has a compounding effect that's very difficult to imitate. If we assume a 90% probability of copying any one of IKEA's signature activities, the cumulative probability of replicating IKEA's entire model is a mere 28%. If we assume a less optimistic 70% probability of copying any one of these activities, it's easier to see why IKEA continues to dominate its rivals. Now, one implication of performing a different set of activities than rivals is that the process requires a long time horizon to take root. Frequent shifts in strategy are costly then because companies must not only reconfigure individual activities, but must realign entire systems of activities as well. In summary, defining how to win describes the activities you'll do differently than rivals to distinguish the jobs you've chosen to perform. The alignment of activities is critical here because individual activities often affect one another. When activities are consistent and reinforcing, the competitive advantage accumulates rather than eroding or offsetting. Companies like Southwest and IKEA outperform rivals because the cumulative effect of their activity systems are hard to replicate.